Hey everyone, Chris from the Wingling team here, and in this video I just wanted to give a quick overview of what we're calling Bring JSI and what works today, as well as where we're going to be going in the future. So Bring JSI is basically just a nickname that we've given to the feature where Wing will let you import libraries from the CDK ecosystem. So these libraries are basically TypeScript libraries that have been compiled with a toolchain called JSAI. And today there's an ecosystem of over 1,000 infrastructure as code libraries that have been compiled with JSI, including CDKTF, a framework for producing Terraform manifests, and AWS CDK, a framework for producing CloudFormation manifests. So this past week, we've set up just the very basic foundations for supporting JSI libraries in Wing. But since there's a lot of holes remaining, like over 90% of the libraries today won't work yet. But let's get a flavor of what this looks like today and how it will work in the future as well. So here I've created a new Wing file, that's .w. I've already installed Wing into my tool chain. And what we can do here is we can write bring and the name of the JSI library. So I'm going to pull up something named bring JSI code samples. Um, and we have to give it a name. So I'm just going to call it JSI. In order to do that, in order to use it, I just need to install it into my project directory. So these are all on npm because they're really JavaScript. So we can just write npm install JSI code samples. And we can actually try compiling this, and we'll see like no errors, although it shouldn't be too surprising. Okay, and what we're going to do next is we're going to try calling an API from this library. So in this case, there's just like this one class named hello world. I'm going to assign it to variable. And there's a single method named say hello. And you can actually see right here, this is like the source code for the JavaScript library. So you can see there's a class with one method. And so we're just going to call it in the pre-flight phase of Wing. So let's say hello to the wingnuts. And this is actually just going to return a string. Normally you'd like use this in your application somewhere, but for now I'm just going to like throw it to show that this API is actually getting called. So we compile, and then we get this pre-flight error that says hello wingnuts. So this is the string that that was thrown. So it works. So how's this useful? Well, in the future, we're looking to support importing other kinds of libraries. For example, there's a CDKTF AWS provider. So what you'll be able to do is something like importing this AWS library, and then we'll say let bucket equals new AWS S3 bucket. And this will actually let you configure all of the properties available on an AWS bucket at the lowest level in the case that you want to design your app around the specifics of a particular cloud. And more importantly, you'll be able to build abstractions over these. For example, my secure bucket will be defined as a resource, and inside the constructor, you can construct this new bucket and customize the parameters and so on and so forth. So that's a little bit about Bring JSI. If you have questions, comments, ideas that you'd like to see next, just leave a message on our community Slack and or on our GitHub. So yeah, thanks.